to give it to them.
Yeah.
Plus, what I see there's a lot of lack of information in floor work. So probably because I see that the main information is only any other kind of techniques, like standing or release, but floor work there is less information. I mean, of course, here, but it's less. Then I find really nice, and I really enjoy when I see that this interest from the people, okay, I want to really learn, I really want, and then that's this really nice input, and nice this exchange, constantly exchange with them. Because I try to be as honest as I can. I give in to them what I really believe. It helped me through my body, through my research, and to sharing with them, and then say if it helps or not. But yeah, that's why I really find that at the moment teaching is my main issue.
She just mentioned the social values in dancers' work. What do you think about it?
Like?
Well, what do you think when you're teaching floor work? What is it that do you think that there's a certain set of opinions about peoples and bodies and kind of a politic that is expressed by the work that you do? A certain, you're not standing upright. It's not ballet.
Yeah.
You're on the floor. Is there sort of a? What do you think is what makes that important? I don't know.
If it is,
It is important.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, probably because my short experience through teaching, I can't read so easy that this.
Well, there's
what you can more clear see.
Well, like
through experience of teaching of life,
But you are positioning on the floor kind of I haven't seen your class, so I don't want to put anything out there. But a kind of a body, it's a free body.
Yeah.
It's not a rigid and contained body.
No,
right?
no, absolutely.
So you're talking about freedom versus, and maybe there's something, you're on the floor. There's something about power dropping away.
It means that some students you have to rise up because they don't have that experience. They have different background. But some you have to really low down because they're used to classical ballet.
But actually, what I find more is the opposite. To bring them down than to push them up. I think it's less students that I can say lift up. I think it's more because of the other backgrounds, the other informations which exist.
But maybe it's also that the focus is not that much. It has moved away from this kind of dancing more to movement. I don't know, starting with contact improvisation where spine is in constant twist and so on.
Yeah, I find every day with them is about to put main focus in this area. This area is completely stuck most of the time.
And it also can be that living in 21st century, we have started to have a tendency of going down.
Or you tend to do this.
Yeah, and instead of
it's constant
being a gentleman or a lady and being like this, could be.
Well, I think the floor gives us a certain being able to express your body on a horizontal plane instead of a vertical plane gives you there I think is in social life a certain kind of freedom implied, and I don't believe in the sense of natural movement because each of us are reared in a different culture and we have a technique of the body that we learned. But as we get closer to the ground, it gives us certainly different places for exploration, and it moves away from classical, sort of certain classical values in ballet and ballroom and these, and so we take to the floor in some ways in opposition to that sense of striving towards God. Ballet is all about, you're dancing for Louis XIV. You've kind of got 400 years of a particular way of expressing yourself. Mm-hmm. So when we go down to the floor, maybe we are having a conversation about changing the hierarchy instead of being stacked on top of each other to us lying next to each other. So I think that, the floor work and the sort of the freedom that we're sort of a physical freedom and expressivity is certainly expressing a set of sort of, if not 21st century values, 20th century values in relationship to modernism. Postmodernism lets us be a little bit messier in our ideas. Modernism is sort of about one voice, one author, universal truths. and postmodernism, we can have some more conflict. We can have things that are layers, that meanings that are not so clear. And so maybe on this horizontal plane, but then we get to use that. But then we get to put them next to each other, right? We get to then put the vertical body in relationship to the horizontal body. You know, so you mix and match these things and get a conversation going, so that you're not expressing solely one social value, but you're putting these things in conversation with each other. But I don't know. Yap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's why we are sharing thoughts and talking, speaking. I'm sorry I look at the watch, but it's because we have this half an hour and I really want to keep it this way. There is the time for the last question, which started, which has been around us since the first meeting, and it goes back to the final World Cup football match where Holland lost. That caused to me an emotional breakdown. Indeed, I'm serious. And also the Marco, and then we started to think about, for instance, if this match had been, I don't know, 5 minutes before my performance, how do I go to the stage with that kind of breakdown? But you know, there are other things that are equal, so that your wallet is stolen, you have just been to a car crash, whatever kind of thing. How do you see it? Have you had experience? I'm not talking that you should be detailed.
I remember 1993 for the qualification to the World Cup in USA. You said 94. I think it was
94.
USA. Yeah. Then for this qualification, it was Sunday, and there was what play Colombia against Argentina.
You're talking about?
Yeah. And then Argentina. No, Colombia won 5-0 for first time ever beating Argentina. It was Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when it was the match. So, and then, after 5-0, everybody wanted to go to celebrate. So, that evening, I had performance. I didn't want to go to perform, of course. I wanted to be like, you know, of course. But there was like, oh, fuck, I had to perform. It was hard. Also hard to bring people to...
So emotional highlight can also, affect your work.
It was difficult to get everybody consider it. It was mess. It was difficult. So I could imagine if it was the opposite 5-0, against Colombia. I think, you have to perform. You have to act anyhow. So you have to always be shine and be truthful, be there. But it's like.
Yeah. But there have been different views about seeing it. One is that well, I think everybody have said that the show must go on.
Right.
System, it's doesn't work. You have the right to go in front of the audience and say, I know my close relative has died, and I don't know if I can perform. I haven't decided yet. Whatever. How you agree with that?
I don't perform in my own work that much because I need to be outside it to really make it for me. So the short story I can tell, and it has nothing to do with football, but my father died the morning of the day I was supposed to fly to San Francisco to perform. And so we got the call at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and we were flying out, and I was going to see him the next day. And we made a decision as a family, because my family were also coming to the show on Friday night, when I was in Los Angeles, that the show does go on. Now, I wasn't dancing in my own work, but it changes everything.